sacrifices, play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncle Strib. Beanie brought to you by Shoe Palace. And we got my boy Xavier in the house. What's up, Xavier? My boy came to town. We were watching the draft, and we getting ready. Big day tomorrow. We got Max bench tomorrow. So we're going to go crazy on the Max bench. And then we're just going to catch up and just talk. But before we get started, we got to do what's on the feet. What's on the feet? What's on the feet? So he had to bring. He brought the shoes for sure. Go ahead. I'm gonna go take the shoe off, man. Yeah, go ahead to the camera, man.
I got one, man. This was my first pair of ones.
What's your first pair of ones?
First pair of ones, man. I wanted some in high school. They had the green and white mids. I thought those were cool. But man, I'm not waiting in line to get them.
Oh yeah, no.
So
fast
forward now, 2022. I was like, all right, bet. I got these handcrafted crafts.
Get him a close up. Yeah, you up there. Those are handcrafted. Yeah. I was gonna get those, but I did. I'll probably backtrack and get them. Yeah. So I got on my guava ice. You know what guava ice? Y'all not gonna be able to tell. You can kind of tell. They're pink, but they're like I guess an off pink or like almost like a salmon pink, sort of. But yeah, we're rocking the guava ices. But what you been up to, man?
Man, lifting, working. I started watching One Piece. It's a big commitment. I had a bunch
started
of
episode one.
Episode 1 on Netflix. I started episode 1, season 1, right when Luffy jumps out the little the wooden barrel thing. I went all the way from there, and I'm caught up. And I have to say,
you're caught up.
I'm caught up
to
You're
episode 900 or something.
Nah, 1015. Watched it last Sunday.
How long?
I started December, like the first or second week of December.
You talking about a few months ago, December?
Yeah.
And you've watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece,
bruh,
in a few months.
I had a lot of free time.
You've had all the free time.
Yeah. I'll admit it's top 3 show.
Bro, I gotta get caught up.
Yeah.
Because I tried that. I tried starting over. I'm up to like 100 something. Because you know the beginning, the anime, because so in the beginning you're talking about it's in the 90s. So the animation is not as good. When it's fighting, there's too much talking, not enough actual. So it's like rough to get through. But like I've seen all these things on my Instagram. I'm avoiding spoilers. So I'll swipe up and see like Luffy and like somebody's like, oh, that looks like that's way like I'm trying to avoid these spoilers. I gotta get caught up.
Yeah, you just gotta push through it, man.
I know.
It's like that first half just got like his own feel to it, which I appreciate now. I go back and look at it like, man, that's cool. Stuff changed so much, like Naruto when they were kids.
Yeah.
Version now they old.
Because it's had the time skip in there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's my brother, my friend. Shout out Edie. My boy Edie, he's a big anime guy. And Grant, but I don't know if Grant's caught up. But Edie, he was telling me once you get past to that time skip, after that, it's so good. It gets to the point where you gotta watch the next episode. That's what I'm trying to get to. Where it's like, oh yeah, like I gotta watch it. Is all of it's not dubbed, right? You watching it subbed?
It's dubbed up to like 700 something.
So I might watch dub up until that point.
Yeah.
Because the problem I have with watching anime sub, I don't, you know how it is anime. People are like you either sub or you're dub.
Yeah.
I prefer to watch dub because I can do other things.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the house and I'm cleaning, I could throw on my One Piece or whatever. If it's dubbed, if it's something that's not really going on, but they're talking, I could be somewhere else. I'm hearing it. And I'm still paying attention.
Yeah.
And sub, your undivided attention has to be on the TV, or you have no idea what's going on. Because have you caught up with Attack on Titan?
Nah, I'm still waiting. They had a new season announced. I was like, I'm glad I didn't start. I didn't want to be left on this cliffhanger.
Bro.
Yeah. I heard it's good.
So good.
I heard it's good.
Eren Yeager, this might be next to Naruto, besides Naruto, because character development Naruto, I believe it's untouched. Obviously, with Itachi and Sasuke, all like character development. Besides Naruto, it's the best character development from season 1 to now, because it's the final season, because it's part 1, whatever. But up into this, you talking about where Eren was season 1 as a kid. Have you started it?
Yeah, I'm on.
So you're up
beginning of season 4.
Okay, so you just haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, bro, episode 1. When you get through episode 4 and you look back on this innocent Eren Yeager from season 1, bro, and it like you, bro. I don't want to spoil it, but there's so each. Well, I will say each Titan has their own special power. Also, we know like the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, Armor. All the other Titans also have powers. The Attack Titan that Eren has, nobody knew what it was. You find out what it is. My God, is it a game changer? It's like, oh, bro.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've been dodging it. I was like, all right, I don't want to know because I started like the first episode or 2 of season 4, and I'm like, all right, I'm just wait because they gonna push it back and make it wait a part 2.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm with it. Character development, man, like makes or breaks a show for me.
Oh yeah,
I can't just sit there and watch the same guy make the same mistakes over and over.
Even if it's just a fighting anime. Yeah, his character development is still key. Just like Dragon Ball Z, it's literally just a pure fighting anime. But if you look at Trunks' character development, because not only that, you got different timeline Trunks. So you got Kid Trunks, Future Trunks. His character development, he lost everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in the Goku, have you seen all of Super, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, Goku, spoiler, in Goku Black, he loses his mom, his dad's already dead. He loses everything. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But then when he goes back, and then Gohan dies in front of him. That's how it triggers the Super Saiyan. I'm like, oh my goodness. Talk about character development.
I'm with it, man. I'm like Dragon Ball Z. I'm like a Vegeta fan, man. His character development from where he was just this a-hole guy.
You said Vegeta?
Yeah, Vegeta.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the villain.
Yeah. All about himself, a-hole guy, just, you know, F you. He just really just by his own self and his own
killed his Nappa. Was like his teammate or partner or whatever. Killed him because he was too weak.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He went from that to, you know, spoiler alert again. At the end of Super, he in a tournament of power cheering on Goku.
Right.
I'm like,
he's fighting for the universe.
Yeah.
He even before Super, you talking about like he was a villain, and then the Majin saga where he sacrificed himself and he hugged Trunks or whatever. Then I was like, oh wait a minute. He actually, you know, he's starting a family. He cares about. He doesn't show it. He cares about Bulma and that time where he was like saying goodbye to Trunks. So oh my God. And like you said in Super, he was like. Because remember when Goku falls into the spirit ball and everybody's like, "Oh, it's over." And Vegeta's like, "Oh, you guys had no idea."
He couldn't believe it. He knew.
He was like, "Come on now, it's Goku. He's not done."
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I love anime. I'm 12 episodes away from being caught up on Black Clover. I don't know if you've started that.
Yeah, I started it. I took a stop right before they had the whole big war. I think that they're trying to portray.
Wait, which war?
So they had the first demon. I seen him. They fought him, and then they found somebody else in the.
You talking about the Diamond Kingdom?
Yeah.
So they haven't the new season. So that you're caught up if that's where you stopped.
Oh, okay.
Because the war hadn't started yet.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's just then because I'm 12 episodes because the war's about to start. And I'm assuming after 12 episodes, it's like right where it's gonna start. Because I doubt the war's gonna be over 12 episodes because it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
And so that'll be caught up, and then the next season is gonna be the huge war, and then trying to break the curse for that lady in the Heart Kingdom.
Oh, I forgot about that. I haven't watched that in years now.
Oh, bro. And then they had that time skip towards the end, that 6-month time skip. You remember that? Have you gotten that far?
Nah, I may have stopped right there.
Right before. Well, have you got to the part where they go to the Heart Kingdom and train for 6 months because they're getting ready.
They leaving there. They're headed there right now.
Okay, so you're close.
Yeah.
So I'm at the part where they get to the Heart Kingdom and they've been training for whatever, and then there's a episode they train for a couple weeks, and then I believe something happens or whatever. And it's just a time skip for it's like, all right, it's been 6 months, and they're getting ready for the war, and that 6-month gap, bro. I was like. They developed these characters, like the character development between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden was 3 years.
Yeah.
It was that level of character development. Like he was a different guy. It was 6 months though. I was like, holy shit.
I mean, all right, so I hear that, and I'm like, all right, this is great storytelling, but how realistic? Like, okay, 6 months.
That's what I'm saying.
Would have been better if it was like a year or two?
I know. That's what I'm saying. This is a little too much character development.
It's too fast. He probably got a little too fast. It's like, man, but all right, the story's cool, so I'll rock with it.
Yeah. Well, what I do like when they did it though is so Asta, the main character, his character development's a little more advanced than everybody else. Everybody else is just like it's more realistic. Okay, that's about 6 months worth of them training hard.
Yeah.
Asta's is huge. But I feel like they did that because, Asta's like his drive's different level.
Yeah.
So I feel like with him, 6 months of nothing but hardcore training, then in my head, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it because he's also got this demon that's also amplifying his power. So I was like, okay.
Fair enough.
I could probably get with that. Fair but enough. A lot of good animes out.
Yeah.
What's it called? The one that just finished Demon Slayer. I'm caught up on Demon Slayer.
I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the new season yet because I'm watching on the One Piece, man.
When you get to the new season is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end on a cliffhanger either, so I love it. It ends like in between. But the last fight, you talking about great. And then I'm also caught up on My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, I fell off on that, man.
What?
I just fell off. It's
one of my favorites.
It just like kind of died out for me. Like, I mean, like the show was great, the fights are great, but I don't know, something about it just took too long to just.
I can see that, but it's getting good because how far are you in it though?
Man, I think last season I watched fully was when Endeavor just destroyed I forgot what that thing was.
The Nobu?
Yeah, the Nobu thing. Then I watched a few episodes of the season after that, but I didn't finish it though.
Oh, it's worth the push through. Yeah. It does get a little dry because like they go off, they fight these big villains, but then they go back to school. So yeah, it does kind of digress, but it's like a I don't even know, it's like the stock market. It digressed here and there, but it's overall it's going up there. I like it because he's starting to well, I don't want to spoil it, but like you gotta get it there.
I'll check it out, man. I'll put it back on the list.
NFL draft, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers their pick is in. They got the 6th pick. So for those of y'all that don't know, my buddy Xavier from Houston, he's a Rockets fan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, big fan, man. I got a lot of
bless your heart.
I got a lot of hope. I went to like 8 games or so this year because the tickets are super cheap.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like $10 a ticket. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. Why not? So I've seen a bunch of games, and like the beginning of the games from the first half of the season to the last few games, Jalen Green's progression is miles ahead.
Y'all are gonna. I think y'all are gonna be good. I think y'all are gonna be kind of how Memphis did, where they just went all in on the young core and worked on are going to bank on development to where in 3 or 4 years, you guys are going to not only be a team that can compete, but be young. So you can have a dynasty and not just be like a Nets where it's either all or nothing right now. Yeah. I feel like y'all got potential because Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, right?
Kevin Porter Jr.
Kevin Porter.
He may or may not be on the team.
But that's the problem. Let me look up the roster because,
bro, I'll tell you, the one person who I say with Jalen Green, like the whole dark horse of the rookie draft class that year, is the Turkish dude, Sengun, Alfred Sengun or something. But when he gets on the court, the ball movement is just so much better. Like plays get run. He gets so many assists. He gets players open. It's just his basketball IQ is so much better than all the other rookies. I think that's just him growing up in a different side of the world and playing that other style of basketball.
Now, let me look at this roster. So where is he at?
Jalen
Green, Kevin Porter. Where is he at? Christian Wood.
Christian Wood not gonna be there,
bro. But I know he's not. Yeah. But I feel like you keep those 3 and build up. They got so much because they're young.
On paper, but man, when you watch like
I like Christian how he plays.
I don't, man.
Why
like,
not?
Like when you go to the games, you watch the stuff that he do that they don't show on TV, like his posture, the way he talks to everybody, it just does not look nice. And he just gives up on plays and try to do a step back three at the top of the key.
No, I understand that. Again, he's young, development. Just think about this.
That's two players. We got to develop Kevin Porter Jr.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It takes time.
Yeah.
But think about Memphis. Their oldest players, 26, 27.
Yeah.
It took time because Memphis was trash 3 years ago. But they're fantastic. Now they might get beat.
Yeah.
Look a little Minnesota might be, it's tight.
Last game.
Right. But it's paying off. And then when you do it like that, I mean, that Memphis team, they could probably compete. Obviously,
Golden State coming up next.
Yeah, but they can compete for the next 5-6 years. Obviously, if you don't completely break them up, and it's not gonna be the same team every year. I get that, but Ja and keeping Ja and like a lot of those other guys, Bane and guys like that. I mean, because here's my thing. Looking at Christian Wood, he's giving you 18 points a game, solid, right? Yeah. He's giving you 10 rebounds a game. He's shooting 39% from the three. And he's shooting over 50% from the field. Yeah. That's good, young, and that's not even at his peak.
He got stats, but he just his team chemistry and this team does not gel. I get
it. But he's got a player efficiency rating of 22. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be great if any other team is so happy to listen.
Now, if he was older,
28,
and they're going into his 30s, I'm with you 100% because at this point, however he is who he is, his game is his game at this point. Yeah. But since he's so young, you can still mold him. He's still malleable.
See, all those resources, man, I would mold Sengun. I'll probably put you.
You mold all of them is what I'm saying. If you want, you pick out the guys that work for you. You keep those. Hell, you can if it's 5. The starting 5, you keep them, you mold them. Because I was talking to my buddies about Lonzo Ball the other day. Remember when he first when he first got in the league, shooting wise was tough because he has that awkward shot. It's flat, and since it's flat, you got to get it off quick, or you're going to get blocked all the time. Now, in terms of handles and all that stuff, he was good, but it was a little. People didn't literally. His shot was so off and unorthodox. They were literally count that as a negative when he's being drafted, and that was a concern for a lot of people drafting. Well, he finished top 5 in the NBA in 3-point percentage, right?
Yeah.
He finished top 6 in the NBA in 3-pointers made.
He's a solid player.
So his development, it's come such a long way.
But the thing about him is you gotta want to develop that way. Like Christian Wood,
you don't think he wants to. That makes all the difference.
Like Lonzo, I can see, he was just all right, cool. I got a weird shot.
He's coachable.
Yeah, coachable. Hey. Christian Wood, the way that the way how he walks off the court, storms from emotional issues that they don't show on camera, all of that stuff. It's just petty type deal. Not even but the games are
childish.
Yeah, because we had a 20-something, 30 wins. I forgot.
20.
Yeah, 20.
Finished last in the league. We might keep it counting.
So, the team, the games are high level, playoff contention. So, you get upset about something and a little small deal. Hey, nobody's giving you the ball enough or something. Hey, why are you getting so upset? We're really trying to just develop out.
Right. We've got 20 wins, man.
Yeah. This, this is another throwaway season to get more draft picks.
Yeah.
So when you see that and it's just not something you want to see on your team. Okay, if I'm a coach in that position and I have a player that has all the skill set, but he just doesn't have the drive, man,
just like you do it.
I wouldn't do
it. Yeah. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough. But I do like Rockets. Like you said, Spurs made a little push towards the end, but weren't that good this year. So yeah. I went to a handful of Spurs games this year because the tickets were cheap. But I'm not a Spurs fan. Just people don't know. I don't have a team, but I just like basketball in terms. So I'll go to any game, and I like the Spurs and how they're going about it because they have
they're the most successful Texas basketball team for sure.
Yeah, and you're talking about the greatest coach of all time, and so it seems like they're going back to level 1, ground zero with all right. They got a young team. and they're going to build through the draft, and they're going to work on development, and then they can go on another dynasty run like they did for 20 years with Popovich. Because DeJounte Murray, you talking about superstar. Dude's a beast. And then they got a lot of good guys around them. I don't know their names. But
they got a solid team. Man.
They got potential.
They always been, there. Like the Spurs, their organization is just so stout and just so deeply rooted within San Antonio. Everywhere you go, you see Spurs. That's like their own team. So I think they're always at least going to try to push to make a contention, rather just, stay complacent at being just team in the NBA for however many long years. Like, some teams may have done stuff didn't work out or other moves that they tried, other stuff. I think the Spurs organization as a whole is going to keep pushing to.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, how about your Texans?
I had no hope at the beginning of the year. This year, we just got a draft pick. We got a cornerback after needing one since I remember watching the team when they first came in 2002.
That's how long I've needed a DB.
That's how long we needed.
Now that I think about it, I don't even remember y'all having like
the only name,
stellar DB,
Jonathan Joseph. But his name was stellar in college. But when he got to the pros, he was just, he was good, but he wasn't like elite, DB level.
Who's the quarterbacks? Is it just Mills? Would he be QB1 if the season were to start today?
Yeah.
He didn't do that bad, did he?
He was. I'm cool with it
because he was a rookie last year, right?
He did good.
Not bad for rookie
for what he had.
Throwing in the fire like that.
For what he had, I mean, he didn't have much expectations with the team. Nobody had expectations.
Right?
They're doing horrible with reaching their fan base and stuff like that in the Houston area. But where he had, I think he did pretty good. And I mean, I'll play him, see what he got. I don't think there was like a huge QB draft this year anyway, so why not?
And it saved the money too.
Yeah. But for the Texans organization, all of the bad moves for the ownership, if they made a TV show about this, it would be one of the most watched shows in the world. It's so much drama, it's so much ridiculous, like the decisions. Like, if this is what it takes to get a job there, I don't know how I didn't get a job because it's just really who you know.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, Calvin really got suspended for all of next season.
Oh, man.
I forgot about that.
Jeez. It's kind of harsh.
For, what was he, for betting $1,100 or $1,500?
Yeah.
Suspended for a year. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
No, but also, I went, we got like our three major sports in Houston. The Houston Astros, they're fun.
Really?
I went to a game like last Friday, packed stadium, just a regular Friday.
It was a regular game.
Yeah, almost no seats left. The fans are hyped, the crowd is loud, the game is just fun. I'm like, man, this is the best experience I've been to.
That's probably the most prosperous team in Houston, huh?
Yeah, we've been to 3 World Series in the last 3 or 4 years. I forgot the number. 2017 was the first World Series. How long ago was that?
5.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
3 World Series.
Dang. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a dynasty level.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's close. It's close.
We actually got some new, I meant to send you a picture. We got some new Houston Astro hats at Shoe Palace.
Oh, man.
But man, we'll see because so much, bro. NFL this next season is going to be something to watch because you got Deshaun, obviously with the Browns. We found this on the web. Oh, shut up, Siri.
Man, do you think? Okay, we saw the Browns like front office handled everything so far. Do you think they're gonna put Deshaun in a position to be able to win? Like build around him the pieces that he needs?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't. If you're an organization, you don't give a guy guaranteed $230 million without also doing whatever it takes to just because the only way to justify his contract is if he gets them a Super Bowl in the next. How long is contracts? 5 years, 4 years?
Yeah.
However long it's as long as they get one in that time span, it justifies it. If they give him that much money, now even if they give him that much money, let's say they compete. Like let's say they make a trip Super Bowl, don't win it, but they're always in the playoffs and at least make some sort of run, you still kind of justify it. But if you give him all that money and you don't surround him with if you don't surround him with the players to get to that next level, the front office getting cleared out.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Definitely.
And you see how they structured this contract, right?
Yeah.
Whoever, first of all, his agent needs a raise. If he's getting 5%, he needs 10%. Okay. Second of all, for people watching, listening that don't know how the contract was set up. So Deshaun Watson had all these allegations against him, right? Yada yada yada. Fast forward. So there's going to be some type of suspension put upon him for this next season, probably, unless all these civil cases, if they get dismissed or he's found innocent in all of them, then he might not get any suspension. But regardless, just assume, let's say he gets suspended. Now, they believe for cases of similar magnitude in the past have been 6 games, 8 games. Worst case scenario, we're thinking a year, right? So let's say worst case scenario, he gets suspended all of next year, right? Well, the way his contract set up is his contract was $23 million or $230 million, fully guaranteed. And it was 5 years. 4 of the years was only like 45 mil, I believe, something like that. It was like 40-something mil. This next year, it's only 1 mil. So it's like 1 mil, then the rest is like 40. And then the missing, here, let me, I gotta get this right.
Yeah.
46. So here it was. It was 46 mil. So wait, let's do what, 200?
You got like 230, 250.
So yeah, it's basically we'll just round it up.
Yeah.
So it's 46 mil. So year 1 mil. The reason why it was only 1 mil, because if he gets suspended, he only misses out on $1 million. Pure genius.
Yeah.
So then the next 4 years, he gets 46, 46, 46, 46. Now, if you're doing the math, he's still missing another 45 mil from the 46 he didn't get. If you were to take 230 divided by 5, you get 46, right? That other 46 that's missing is will be made up in bonuses, incentives, and signing bonus. So he still will get. Also, worst case scenario, he misses a year the next year. Then he goes out and plays whatever. He'll make 229 mil.
Yeah, he'll still get
Genius. I've never seen a contract structure like that with the type of stipulations around a guy that's probably going to get a suspension. I was like, all right, well, let's just make it to where he's going to miss out on a mil. Let's just make this next year as genius.
Yeah. Like,
Genius.
Rumors around, I'm from Houston. Everybody got the inside source.
Yeah.
So he was, signed with the Falcons. They had the deal, everything worked out. And the Browns offered his agent a bunch of money at the last.
I heard that. Yeah. I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
The deal was damn near done with the Falcons. Yeah. And that 230 from the Browns, he's like, wait a minute, hold up. Yeah. I think he has a better shot at winning with Browns too.
Yeah.
Because here's how I look at it. I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about Matt Ryan. But you look at that Falcons team, they don't really compete. And Matt Ryan, solid quarterback. He's pretty good. I mean, you could maybe future Hall of Famer. That could be argued. I don't know about that. That's pushing. But he does have an MVP under his belt. And I don't know if he has Super Bowl. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But you look at that Falcons team, weapon-wise, they had Calvin Ridley. Well, he's not playing next year. And they didn't really compete last year. Well, you look at the Browns. Now, you look at Baker Mayfield, you look at Deshaun Watson. You're talking like this.
Deshaun Watson.
Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And even with Baker Mayfield, they still competed.
Yeah. It's watching Deshaun Watson with that Texans team, knowing how much they were struggling.
Oh, yeah. They still led the league in passing yards.
That was amazing.
And now if you put them on an offense with a really good run game, you talking about Nick Chubb and them, and then you talk about having Jarvis Landry and guys like that as a receiving corps with a great you're contenders for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I honestly believe now we're all assuming that because he hasn't played in a minute. Yeah. So there is a chance that he comes out there and he's got to knock the rust off. So it might be a little touch and go in the beginning, but I think halfway through, let's say he he plays next year just off day one. I think halfway through the season, he starts to figure it out and he starts going crazy.
And who's your so all the quarterbacks right now? Who do you think is going to perform the best next season? All the hype from the Burrow train, which I'm with. I'm with Joe Burrow. He's cool. Josh Allen, that game could have went either way.
I think Russell Wilson has an MVP level season just because he's a quarterback. He's great. He always has an MVP caliber year. Just some years he falls off towards the end, and then some years that guy that wins just has that next level year. But he's always in the conversation MVP. Think when you put him on LeBron, he's got a new team, new system. And I feel like he's trying. I think he's going to be in a position where he's trying to prove that he's still that dude. And I think he's going to go out and do it because he has the ability to do it. I think Russell Wilson and maybe Derek Carr would be my two quarterbacks that might have breakout years.
Man, I forgot Russell Wilson's not on the Seahawks, man. It's been so long. He's just been a Seahawk in my brand.
Yeah. That's when you think Seahawks, you think you'd be either Russell. I think of four guys when I think Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like as a franchise, I even think Cam Chancellor, because that was my favorite safety growing up. Cam Chancellor. I think of Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, or I think of Marshawn Lynch. That's it. Bobby Wagner's probably, you could probably throw Bobby Wagner in there, but when I immediately hear Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch are the two that are immediately when I think of that franchise. But with Derek Carr, he had a great season last year, and then you add the best receiver in the NFL to his team. And here's what I didn't know that my brother, shout out my brother Finis L Stribling, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, they played college ball together. That's how they're both in the same draft class. And Derek Carr had fantastic stats. Well, guess who all his passes were to? Devontae Adams. So you talk about the chemistry's already there. And so we all seen with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow what chemistry can do for guys in the next level. Yeah. So I think Derek Carr could potentially have a breakout year just because you got the best receiver in the NFL gets on your team, and not only that, but you already know the dude. You got the chemistry already, so I think they'll start clicking real fast off rip. Those will be my two dark horse guys. Yeah. Now, obviously, I think Tom Brady's Tom Brady's always gonna be in the conversation. They're having a great year. I don't care who's on his team. You'll always have to mention Aaron Rodgers because even before Devontae Adams was there, he was still dishing the ball out to whoever he could. So guys like that, I think I'm gonna be honest. I think Dak Prescott, he gets back on track next year.
I can't hear this, man.
I can't hear this dog, man. Bro, I'm a Dak Prescott fan. I think he gets back on track this next year.
Man, I can't be pro nothing Cowboys, man. This is a deeply rooted rivalry that I just can't come.
I get it. Man, but you know who y'all got to go through, right? Y'all got to go through Titans. Oh, man. 615.
Man, that's another beat.
Hey, shout out to the Guardian 615. I'm going to represent. You got to go through the Titans,
man,
buddy.
We all right, man. We had that beef with the Titans. We had our first couple of games, but, we get our wins here and there. Y'all won the last couple of games.
Oh.
We've been doing kind of bad. The front office just put us in the hole that we should have.
Oh, yeah. Our front office. It's been downhill since D-Hop, pretty much.
Before that.
Who's before that?
The Larry Tunsil deal. They signed him to he didn't even have an agent with his deal. He negotiated to become the highest paid left tackle with, I think it was like a 3-year deal or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, he was overpaid. And he would just leverage the team, and then he didn't even play for a couple of years. So that was like the start.
Oh, that's where it all started.
Bill O'Brien became the general manager. And he was making deals with players with no experience. And I'm a player. I'm going to try to get the best money I can.
Yeah, so for sure.
It's not my fault. This guy's not, this guy doesn't know the job. But, yeah.
Yeah, Titans.
The Titans good, though, man. course, you like Henry.
AFC #1, baby. We got bounced in the first round, but regular season we were the shit.
And we usually a bunch of Titans fans in the Houston area for like a while.
There's some I see some people there's Titan fans out here because the only reason why they're Titans, for people who don't know, Titans used to be the Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Nashville. But a lot of people I'll be like, oh, you guys Titan fans? Like, yeah. He goes, oh, I'm from Nashville. He goes, oh, we're just fans because when they moved when the Houston Oilers moved, they just stayed fans. And I was like, that makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense, but I'm excited.
Personally, like I see we got the Houston Rockets, we got the whatever you call it, Houston Astros, and Houston Texans just dropped the ball. Like
y'all got everything: baseball, basketball, football.
But like the naming conventions, we got Astros, space, we got Rockets, space, and we got the Texans. Like that is
I just noticed that because that's where NASA's headquarters, right?
Yeah,
Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah, right there,
yeah, right.
Everything. A huge opportunity just missed. Could have been the biggest, sponsor, money making, everything. It's just like we're just this bland red, white, and blue team.
That's where it started. It's just the branding. It's just the branding.
Yeah,
it's just the branding. So also, I want to also let the people listening or watching get to know you better. So people that don't know, me and Xavier, we met out here. We both were in the physics program here at UTSA. I tried to talk him into getting his PhD so he wouldn't leave me so soon. But he said, "Nah, I'm done with the master's." So after 2 years, he went back to Houston. So what have you been doing since you graduated, man? And tell them about like what's your specialty in your master's, because ours, I'm astro. Everybody knows astro. So I want people to understand, like, just because we're both physics majors, we do completely different things.
Yeah.
So just kind of talk about that, man.
So I started my specialty. I always had a love of just programming because it made me feel accomplished when I would create a program or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, hey, physics is also fun, solving problems. So when you mix the two, like computational physics, something like that, this is like the lane. So I did particle physics with just a bunch of computers and data analysts and like data science type work with physics on top. So I started there, then switched to biophysics with the computational side. And I had my specialty just working with computers using different programming languages.
Right.
And then so when I got out to the job field, I leveraged that the majority of my application process. Like, hey, I can do this and that with data. I can analyze data sets, I can make models, I can make predictors and everything. And that's extremely desirable for plenty of companies right now, anybody in tech.
Yeah. So as soon as you start mentioning these different languages or whatever, they're like, oh, great, man, yeah, interview. But, within that, there's a more specialized side. So I was trying to do a bunch of data science jobs, and, you gotta take a test for a good majority of these jobs. You gotta take a test. Half of the test didn't have anything to do with what you would do on the job. No correlation.
Right.
Which when I graduated, I figured out all these extra hurdles you got to go through that weren't talked about during the school process.
Right.
I wish I knew. I think the most influential thing that helped me get my job that I start soon was learning what a STAR method was. So when you do the interview, like interviews expect you to speak in a certain way, which I've never heard of before, because I was like, oh, I'm just talking about stuff. It's just going to be an interview. At the most, it's public speaking. Just I sound good. I can, articulate my words. That's on me. But there's like a whole framework of how you're supposed to frame your answers from situation, task, answer, result for the STAR method that these interviewers look for behavioral questions that just missed us. Like I've been to college, for a good amount of time. I've never heard of that in my life.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I'll Google it. I'm looking it up. Google's like the most powerful tool out there. So I'm learning like, okay, how can I use this? So I'm practicing interviews. I get jobs that I'm not really particularly interested in, but I'm still learning this STAR method, and I reach out to some other people like, hey, can you help me? So I'm practicing. And the first job I got, I just applied because I met somebody at the company and he looked like he had a bunch of nice, cool stuff. He had a nice car. I'm like,
right.
Look like he making a lot of money. Well, I can make a lot of money. So I applied, and the first thing they had me do was take a video test, a video interview with nobody else. But I had to film myself. Like, this is awkward.
Right.
So
Sounds extremely awkward.
yeah, so I'm like, all right, and you get like a minute to look at the question and prepare. So I found some online resources, and I was just okay. I just practice, and I did it. And I was like, yeah, I probably didn't do good, but I used the STAR method. And I heard back, I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff works.
Right.
So, you know, interview after interview, I finally made it to the final interview and I ended up getting the offer, which I'll start June. But I think the takeaway is just like that interview process and what skill sets that we learned from our whole degree process and how to market ourselves is probably the best thing that we can do. And also, you know, public speaking, just being a good social person.
Yeah.
Me, I was never like the biggest social person out there. So like those skills translated more so than actual knowledge of me knowing how to do technical stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You know, to get in the door. Like those got me in the door.
Because most of the time they'll train you on what you got to do, what they want you to do specifically for the most part.
Yeah. Like the technical stuff gets you like access or whatever, but they don't really talk to you unless you can be a people person.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a cycle in the job.
That makes sense. My man's got a job, bro.
Yeah. And also, I've been teaching. I'm TAing in one of them coding boot camps.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I learned a lot about that, which is like a huge secrecy about unless you actually join the boot camp. Like, what do they do? What are you paying for?
Oh, they don't really tell you till you're actually like in it. Oh,
so
wow.
you get like a syllabus and everything like that. But that's all you get. And then a lot of people had to sign NDAs about other stuff.
It's like that, like secret.
It's a big business because like these schools are expensive.
Oh,
and I learned my way. I was these like the little coding websites and stuff like that. You just pay like $30 a month, and they'll have you do little programs and stuff. But you just got to stay disciplined for that.
Yeah.
But I save so much more money.
So how'd you get into being a TA for that?
Someone reached out on LinkedIn.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It was like, hey,
I was like, okay, I need a job right now. I don't start till a little while later. So yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, dang.
It's been interesting. Most of the people are a lot older. Like they have stuff already did. They have like master's degrees, 10-year plus of experience. So like they're really just trying to transition from what they've been doing for at least a decade or two to something new. And a lot of them some people are good for it, some people are not. Just like the ability to graduate and immediately get a job just varies person to person.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping I can be one of those people before I graduate, I already got my stuff set up. I hope it's like that, but because if not, well, the reason why I hope is because I'm not from here. So it's not like I'm able to kind of just, all right, let me just drive, go, a couple hours. I gotta, people don't understand. I got a lot of stuff. I live by myself. I got 2 bedrooms, and it's the entire apartment's full of stuff. I got a wall of jerseys and action figures, and this is only such a small portion of my apartment. I got a lot of stuff. Where I have to, if I don't know what I'm doing, so obviously if I have nothing planned, the plan is gonna be pack up, go back home, mom and dad, until I can figure it out. Well, it's a 15-hour drive. It's 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
So that's U-Haul. We got to pay for movers because this sectional is heavy. The sectional is huge. It's heavy. It rolls out into a queen-size bed. It's a big sectional. It's got to go home. Well, if I go home and let's say I'm applying all these places and let's say the University of Florida says, hey, we'll pay you whatever. And I was like, okay, bet. Now I got to go from home to Florida. So it's like, a lot of moving parts, though. I hope I can at least just have some set up to where as soon as I graduate, I'm moving, or, if it's here, that's cool. I can stay put, but I'm moving right where the same place I know I'm going to be for whatever until whatever happens. I don't know, but,
honestly, man,
life happens.
I apply a year before you graduate.
Oh, no, I'm going to start. So my expected graduation date is next December. Yeah. I'm gonna start looking like January, February. Yeah. Just start looking, and then by the summer, really like start putting pressure on looking for stuff.
Yeah,
because it's coming up so quick.
And it post grad depression, real man.
Bro,
I got out. I was like, man, what do I do? Again, it's like, all right, I'm gonna sit at home. I don't have no work to do.
dang.
Everybody got regular jobs during the day, so I can't just go, hang out somewhere.
That's kind of how it was after football.
Yeah, man.
I had all this free. I was like, dang. Well, my friends from because I just graduated. My friends on their own team, they're at practice right about now. So probably, and they're gonna be in meetings till 7. So I guess I'll just get on the game by myself. I don't know what to do.
Man,
but I've caught up on my homework, caught up on my assignments, everything. Well, I guess I'll clean the house.
Man, that free time, it's so beneficial, but it's so hard and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's like setting a disciplined schedule, just, pretending I have a job to go get up and do something.
Right.
Whatever, just made it so much better. And I think that's what really helped me learn so much more skills to, get the job that I got.
Right. Yeah. Cause I remember you were actually in there, just, cause I was, bro, when it comes to Python, I'm like, yo ass, I need your help. You get on Zoom, bro, I'm trying to get this all together. Cause you were actually basically teach yourself.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure it's paid off, that time that you spent on that.
Definitely. That's how I got these jobs.
Yeah, that's lit. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Dang, I forgot I was gonna say something. I forgot. Yeah. It's something about data, but yeah, man, it's great. So the training, man. How's the training been going?
Woo, man. So March Madness, I came down here, right?
Right.
I seen the games and everything. I was hyped. That Friday, I threw my back out trying to deadlift. I was so exhausted, from driving back and forth to San Antonio, Houston, watching the games, getting hyped, the team, no sleep. And I'm like, it's Friday, I still should at least do a deadlift, lift heavy. So I'm get out there. I'm like, just trying to will of the warrior this thing all the way through, just dumb. And I'm getting up. I got to 385 or something. I'm done. You see me do 385 before,
no problem.
And I'm struggling. I'm I got one up. I was like, all right, I know I got one more in me, so I'm going again. And then I just feel like my left side just crumbled, and I just felt like you playing a video game. You see the icon -9 on the health, I'm just like. Damn it on my body. And I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of pain. And so I waited 2 weeks-ish, close to 2 weeks. I was like, I'm gonna try to deadlift again. And I'm in the gym this time. I'm surrounded around people. I'm like, I see some other people lifting. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and lift. I got 135 on there. I'm thinking in my head, I'm fine. That was just nothing serious.
Yeah.
And I threw my back out. I was in so much pain.
Oh, 135?
135.
Oh, yeah. It didn't heal. It
did not. I was in so much pain. I couldn't pick the bar up. I was just stuck. I was trying to play it off. Because the people around me knew I was in pain. I was like, man, I gotta look cool.
Play it off. Oh, no,
man. But now I wake up, man. I'm like, I gotta stretch every day. I feel good for stretching, but
you gonna be all right tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I've been fine now. Man.
Yeah. I guess the March Madness, that was a little bit ago. Any goals going on, or any goals you got for the year?
Man, my main goal was hang cleans, because I was really been dominating my old hang clean numbers. That was my big thing, because I rehabbed my shoulders. I kind of switched my shoulder workout. It's the whole thing I got now. They feel solid, stiff. So I was getting my numbers back up to 225 for these. So I was trying to hit 275 by, September, September around there. Because I was 245 I hit back, man, I think that was February now. So I hit 245 in February, and I was like, man, if I aim big, at least get my form right, maybe I can hit 275. So that's still my goal.
Man, what were you hitting when before you moved back to Houston?
Man, so my hang clean numbers went up the whole time I was in Houston. That was the only thing that went up. Because out here, I was just barely hitting 225 for a
second. I was about to say 275. That's a fat jump.
I was just struggling. I don't know. because I did so much because I didn't have a squat rack. So everything I did
it was either a form of some variation of a hang clean, whether it was getting the bar up, getting it down, or yeah, I got you. Actually, that makes sense.
So my numbers of hang clean was just so efficient and boosted. I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm the opposite. My hang cleaning is probably it's probably not where it's at, but I haven't been hang cleaning because what kind of gym do you work out at?
I had my home gym set up first, but then limited stuff. So now I'm at 24-hour fitness.
So is it like a pretty good? How is it? Because like the goals I'm at, like I don't. When we were training, we were hang cleaning, deadlifting, bench squat. We're doing all of it because we had the space and tools for it. Now I don't deadlift at all anymore, and I don't hang clean at all anymore because there's only 2 platform racks, and if you don't go at a certain, like, I'm not gonna wait around to try to get a thing. So I was just like, all right, I'm just not gonna have hang clean in there because there's other squat racks that just don't have platforms, so I can always squat and bench.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like hit or miss with deadlift. I don't want to have deadlift in the workout if I can deadlift 30% of the time. So I just took deadlift and hang clean out.
Yeah. Man, my 24-hour, we have 4 platforms where it has the deadlift platform and the squat rack. And we have 3 extra squat racks out. This is it looks small, but it's actually got a big 24-hour fitness. The equipment's old, but it's still solid equipment.
Yeah.
It's a little old, beat up, but those platforms are good. The bars, not the best, because the gym, the bars we had over here were much nicer, much better for hang clean and everything. The bars at 24, a little stiff. They're not as long either, so my hand placement felt off for the first while.
Yeah.
But it's all equipment, so I feel pretty good. But I kind of switched stuff around because I stopped benching. I hadn't bench press.
Well,
we maxed out.
Wait a minute. So about a month ago, X hit me up and said, "Hey man, are you maxing anytime soon?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm max benching on April 29th. Today's the 28th." And he's like, "Oh man, all right, bet I'm gonna come in town and I'm gonna do the max bench." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I'm thinking he's been benching so he can get his bench up. And then like last week, I find out he hasn't been benching. I was like, "What are you doing,
man?" So I started benching, and then my shoulder my left one, my left one always been kind of janky.
Yeah.
And it just destroyed it one day, and I kept trying. I was like, man, it'll be all right. Because it was doing it out here, but normally it'll warm up, but it wasn't even warming up out there. So is it just bothering you, or is it because you remember when we were doing pull-ups and I kept having that problem with my tricep? I just couldn't get it going. Was it just kind of like that, where it was just something in there was not right? Like this motion of just lifting my shoulder up was so much pain because it would kind of get like stuck here. And then when I was bench pressing, this shoulder would flare out a lot more because it was still kind of weak and trying to compensate.
Oh, yeah.
So that was just throwing me off. And then, I was like, I don't want to be lifting a bunch of weight. I'm dropping on myself.
Well, you can just do less weight and work on form.
Yeah. Form was still hurting.
Really? Well, then, so if you're doing just the bar, it still hurt?
Oh, no, just the bar. Yeah, fine. But like 95 is when I started to feel it. Like,
really? Even that light?
I was in a lot of pain. So,
how does it feel when you do? You try dumbbell bench?
Nah, I just gave up on bench, bro. I just switched to press. So I pressed everything.
Like chest press?
Overhead press. Standing with the barbell, strict overhead press. And I feel so solid in my shoulders right now.
I'm sure you do.
Man.
I'm sure you can lift the car.
Like this whole section is just so much more defined. I'm like, this feels great. But I was working on my press numbers, so I got to like 165, just straight press. I'm like, man, those who know, I got long arms. Bench press is not my most.
Yeah, you're not built for bench.
I'm not built for this stuff. But I was like 165 on press. I felt like, man, I was like, oh man, this is significant for me. I felt them. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Big dog in the park for a little bit, man, but so then you said bench press. I was like, man, I'll go ahead and try bench press again.
And why not? Or just see where you're at.
Yeah.
And then do you have a spotter? Yeah, see, I'm sure with a spotter, it'll probably go better. Because speaking of spotter, I'm not gonna lie. So Wednesday I was getting tuned up for bench, and so I'm getting to the point where I'm going heavy, but I'm not trying to max. but I didn't have a spotter. So I put on 335. I just had a set of 1. And so I was gonna ask somebody to spot me. People were like in the middle of their sets and stuff. I was looking around, and I just did 315 for 2 with no spot before. And then last week I did 330 with no spot, smooth. So I'm like, I'll be fine with no spotter. I get under there, I'll do my thing, big back. And I lift it, I feel straight. I get it to my chest, I go to push. I said, oh, we might have a problem. And so,
fight or flight gotta come out.
So, you get it and you get that pause for a second where it's not moving. And I said, oh, snap. I slowly get it. I put it up. I was like, whoo. I gave myself a scare for a second because I was getting ready to be one of them people that, do this and then they look around like, yo, and it's trying to.
You gotta tilt it.
You gotta tilt it, yeah. But we'll see, man. I've been benching my ass. I've been benching 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it's been heavy, like sets of 2 and 3.
You know what I've done a lot? I switched up, man. I've been doing all my back stuff, all back stuff, and I just started doing lower back specific, like just isolated lower back. I do my back guy, and so I was hitting like pull-ups 5 sets of 8. So I'm doing pull-ups all day.
Yeah, I'm doing 5 sets of 8.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I feel so much like just stout.
Yeah.
It's all nice.
I don't know why pull-ups to get it done.
They do.
I feel like you work in everything with pull-ups for sure.
Yeah. Like non-weight exercise, just body movement, whatever, if that counts with a bar. I think that's probably my favorite.
Well, pull-ups? Yeah. Are you doing like pull-ups or chin-ups?
I got pull-up. I just got the straight bar. The straight bar.
Are the hands facing you or away from you?
Away from me.
Oh yeah. So you working all of that,
right? Man,
yeah.
all of this.
Yeah.
Like the straight ball makes me feel like I'm in the movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm training,
like
Rocky or something
old school, like this rough gym rat training. Yeah. I'm doing palms in, so chin up.
Yeah, because you messed your shoulder up there last time, right?
Yeah, it was my tricep brachii, I believe it's called. But I've been good since though. Because I took after that, and then when you moved, I stopped doing pull-ups completely. And then in January, when I started my new program, I incorporated pull-ups. And I was gonna take it easy. So I started off doing like 5 sets of 5, just see how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm good. I think taking that time off from pull-ups completely really just helped let it heal all the way properly, because it was messing me up. So I want to break down my programming because I have a lot of people ask me, but here's how my program is broken down. Because when I make I make it for the whole year. So whatever I'm doing right now, it was made last year. I make it usually the November, December so like November, December this year, I'll make my program for all of next year. But here's the system. So I have benchmarks where so starting in January, I prioritize bench because it's by season. So January, February, March, April. And in May, I usually late April, early May, I test bench. Then I do the summer training, and then I do 225 tests on bench. And then from summer to the end of the year, I'll test on squat. So from January to now, which tomorrow's max bench day, I do bench or upper body, but it's always I bench every time I do upper body. It's bench. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is upper body. Tuesday, Thursday is lower body. So I'm still squatting, but since I'm not prioritizing it, I'm just doing it to maintain. And if I feel good, go up in weight gradually, but it's not a priority. But I'm still doing it just obviously to keep the strength. Yeah. Then when the summer hits, so when I come back from my brother's graduation, because I leave next Wednesday, when I come back, it's 6 days a week in the summer. So I'll go from May, June, July. It'll be 3 days a week, and it'll be in an alternate. So it'll be Mondays lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. It just alternates, and then Sunday's gonna be rest day. And that's where I'm prioritizing both, but I'm not so focused on really like going hard. It's more when I'm just working on weight and form. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing I'm still gonna be doing sets of 3 or 2, but I'm not trying to PR. I'm just trying to get the form with the heavy weight. So it's gonna be more focused. And then, but then on the bench, on days I'm doing bench, I'm going to really focus on burnouts because, every time I do bench, what do we finish with?
225 burnout.
225 burnout set. But right now I'm doing 240 for 240 per set of 10, which is basically burnout.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping I can add 5 pounds whatever so often. So at the end of the summer, because I'm going to burn out every time, at the end of the summer, I'm going to do 225 bench sets, see how many reps I can get. Then once September hits, August or September, then it's back to 5 days a week, and it's going to be flipped from the spring. So instead of benching Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's going to be squat Wednesday, Friday, and bench Tuesday, Thursday, all the way up till December. Then we'll max squat, and then the next year, same system.
I got one question. I think I mentioned this before. You got your programs. Mostly it's kind of powerlifting and feel like a little bit of bodybuilding in there.
Yeah,
Like, are you gonna compete, or is
that's the plan? Eventually, I want to get to the part I compete. The problem is, I can't afford a membership at a powerlifting gym. Yeah. So I've already looked it up and tried to get them. $150, $200 a month. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm trying to see if I can compete independently. The problem with competing independent is I've never done it before, so I'm not gonna know what I'm doing. It'd be one thing if I had already done a few competitions, so I know how the game goes, then I can just do it independently. But I don't know what I'm doing. And so I got to figure that out. But the goal is to eventually to start competing in powerlifting.
Only powerlifting?
Yeah. No, I don't want to do any. I don't want to do any physique stuff.
Yeah.
No, just powerlifting. And I got bad shoulder. I can't do overhead stuff, so I can't snatch. So it's just gonna be standard, just squat, bench, deadlift.
Man, that's like I'm kind of the opposite, man. Like powerlifting stuff is cool, but I like the Olympic lift.
It's because you're built for it.
Yeah, it just feels almost natural.
Yeah, because if you got long arms, bench it's tough. It's harder for you. If you got long legs, squat's tough for you.
Yeah.
You built pretty well for deadlift.
Yeah.
Because you have longer arms, your range of motion is less because your arms, you don't have to go so far to come up. Versus somebody has short arms, they got to go lower. But
yeah, I like deadlift. I like deadlift. That's my favorite out of the big three.
Man, I'm sure.
Overall, man, the Olympic movements, man, they just feel so satisfying.
Yeah, there's something about that hang clean when you pull and you hook that bad boy so quick.
Pause and just that.
It's just sitting on that.
Yeah.
There's something about that for sure. Yeah. Something about that for sure, man.
I'm gonna look to compete, man. Once I start working, I'm gonna join the gym for that. Either that or I'm gonna go and join a kickboxing gym. Oh, I do want to start training some form of fighting too. Yeah. This is probably gonna have to be after I graduate. Because all those gyms add up. I need to find a 24-hour gym because I might start working out at night, or I just want to be able to work out twice a day,
whenever. Because right now I'm on the gym schedule versus 24-hour. Because I got a new schedule, so I don't have to get up at 4:30 anymore. Oof. I know. Because now I get up at 7:30. I'm at the gym at 8 instead of 5. But I want to be able to, if I wanted to, switch my schedules to where I'm working out after 9 or 10 or something like that. Because if I close at Shoe Palace, I can just go straight to the gym, straight from work, get a lift in, come home, eat, and then I can sleep in. It's just more variety with making a schedule. Yeah. And I kind of want that because I'm thinking about maybe going back to shout out to Zach if he watches this, to Zake's Fitness, because they're about to become 24 hours. So I might start going there. Okay. And if you go at the right time, you got the entire gym to yourself.
Yeah, like a personal gym, man.
Yeah, and then then I can get back on content and all that stuff. You can't really do the cold content thing. Yeah. Solo, at least at goals.
Yeah.
But then I still got to keep goals because when I go hoop though.
Man, did you check on campus?
I have not checked on campus, man. I just got a parking pass last week for campus.
Fair enough.
I need to check though, because if campus is open again, I might cancel my goals altogether. Go to Zake's Fitness for lifting, and then just hoop at UTSA. Yeah, I could just do that.
There's some solid sessions up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was straight.
Man, we were 2-3 days a week.
Well, we were out there. That's a throw. We were out there hooping, bro. because we have Friday mornings.
Yeah,
but then we were going Wednesday night, right?
Yeah, and then Sunday we started because the game right before everything shut down.
We were going Sundays
because the games weren't they on Sundays? The intramurals.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I almost forgot that.
Man,
we were going 3 days a week.
I felt so solid. Conditioning was great.
Oh, we were in great shape.
Yeah, man.
I forgot about that. I forgot. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the pod.
Yeah, no problem.
Coming on the pod. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my boy Xavier. We got y'all stay tuned. I don't know which one. I don't know if I'm gonna post the gym training first or this. I don't know, but y'all stay tuned. If you're listening, go to the YouTube channel. It's The Finest, one word, TheFinist. You'll see me. Follow the YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast, we appreciate y'all. If you're watching, go to Spotify, go to IB Talks. This has been Uncle Strib. We're here. Follow me. I'm just pretty much doing a promo. Follow Instagram, IB Talks Podcast, or follow my personal FLS, the number 4 swag with 2 G's, or Twitter at FLS4 swag with 2 G's, or follow the Twitter for the podcast at IB Talks Podcast. Give them your socials. Give them your socials.
Man, you catch me at hanging with X, hanging _ with _X on Instagram. Catch me on that with Instagram, Twitter, same thing. Just hanging with X with the underscores where they deserve to be. Besides that, that's all I got.
Hey, y'all heard it here because we hanging with X _. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. It's been Uncle Strib. Appreciate y'all for the watching and listening.